1970 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. It's time for Jim George, also known as Professor Gadget. He's here to answer your questions about your gadgets. Maybe you need some advice on how to plug in a fan. He can help you with that. Even if you are a rocket scientist, he was just telling me a story about an actual story where somebody didn't know how to plug in a fan. I can't even imagine that.
I know, it's unbelievable.
Well, the prongs just didn't fit in right, you know.
Right.
Never mind turning it over.
The fan had the two prongs, as you know, and most of them, and the outlet had the three prong. You know, and he was wondering if he needed to change the outlet or whatever, and I just plugged in. I said, it doesn't take a rocket science to do this, and he says, actually, I am a rocket science. And
wow.
He got laid off at NASA, and he opened up a bookstore, and he wanted to plug in a fan and
I wonder why he got laid off.
Yeah, exactly. He beat me to the punch.
But we have a public service announcement coming up.
All right.
Important public service announcement.
If you don't mind, I'm going to sneak this in here, Jim.
Yes.
This is from Ocala Utilities. The Ocala Utility Services is joining the utilities across the state in warning customers about a widespread scam currently underway. Under the scam, customers are being told that their accounts are past due and services will be disconnected if a payment is not made within 45 minutes. Through live person phone calls and in-person door-to-door visits, the scammers are asking customers to make a payment to avoid disconnection. The scammers are disguising their phone numbers so the caller ID reflects the actual City of Ocala phone numbers. And the scammers then provide victims with a random number to call back once a debit card has been obtained in order to make the payment. We have the numbers, and they will be posted on the WOCA Facebook page, so you can go that and get all the information. It keeps going on and on. Customers are instructed to go to local gas stations to purchase a prepaid debit card. The scammer will then ask the customer to call a phone number they are given by the scammers to make a payment with that prepaid debit card. Additionally, customers are being told to go to MoneyGram locations to add money to an account number the scammers provide. So when the customers are asked, and when the customers have questions stating they already paid, they have been told that the payment has been misapplied, causing an audit of their account, and they have 45 minutes to pay before their services are disconnected. The Ocala utilities encourage their customers to proceed with caution as they work to solve this issue.
Wow.
And we're contacted are advised to any customers that are contacted are advised to contact local law enforcement immediately, if not sooner.
Wow.
So WOC just got this, and we Robin's putting it on our Facebook right now. Jim, I thank you for allowing us to take a little bit of your segment.
That's very timely because, we've been telling people to call Ocala Electric Utilities about fiber connection and such. And what if you got a call back and caller ID said OEU, Ocala Electric Utilities?
Sure, right.
You would assume that they're just following back up.
Right.
Legit.
Yes. And when it's in reality, a scam. Wow.
If it doesn't make sense, don't do it.
Right.
That is
Excuse
a good
me,
rule.
I'm outta here.
That is a good rule of thumb. If it doesn't make sense, don't do it. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense that they would ask you to go to a gas station and get a debit card or something like that.
Exactly.
It makes no sense.
Right.
Wow.
They'd probably ask you to come down and talk to somebody about your bill, or please check your account and and call us back. Something like that. No, man, scary.
It's on the Facebook page on WOCA, so everybody can read it. All the numbers are there, and Ryan Kirby's name is on there if you need to call him from the City of Ocala just to understand it more.
So the favor that these jerks are doing for all of us is that the more we get of these, the less we're going to believe them. So we become very savvy to jerks, basically.
Right.
So they did us a favor. We become savvy, and all of a sudden you realize don't believe anything.
Yeah.
Go to the source, and I don't mean us, but I mean.
Yeah.
Go to like if they call you, so well, let me hang up and I'll call you right back because I have your number.
Yeah.
Right.
If you are the electric company, I have your number.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's frightening, but they pick on some of the smaller towns. You hear about New York and maybe, some other large city, but you don't think of Ocala as having a specific spam. Someone specifically
really
going after people who live in Ocala or Bellevue or some other small. Like you said, they're hitting Florida cities.
Well, they have a misconception that people that are in smaller towns than New York or Los Angeles are stupid. And we're not stupid.
Absolutely.
We're not stupid.
Yeah, they do. Well, I had a call. I owed the IRS money a couple years ago. Okay, and I was trying to get them to agree to allow me to do it in payments, and they were giving me a hard time. Anyway, I got a call. Somebody identified himself as from the IRS, and I said, "Well, wait a minute. How do I know you're from the IRS?" He says, "Well, aren't you working at trying to resolve this issue?" And I said, "Yeah, but how do I know that you're with the IRS?"
Yes.
I said, "Do me a favor. Tell me what your exchange is. I'm going to call the IRS and ask for your exchange."
Right.
I did, and I got him.
All right. Yeah.
So it was real, but it was at the same time it was one of those moments where I said, "Okay, I don't know who I'm talking to here."
Exactly.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
well,
in true fashion, today I brought you in 2 gadgets.
what did you bring?
Yes. Well, first I brought you in a fountain pen, a little ballpoint pen.
That's cool.
But its claim to fame is once you remove the little security latch here, you now have a flashlight.
Oh, that's a bright flashlight
Nice.
too.
Keep it in your pocket if you ever. It's at night and you need to.
That looks like a dentist
You need to
tool.
find the keys in your purse, or you need to find the hole in the car to put the key in to turn it.
How'd you turn it on?
You just hit the light.
You hit the light.
Hit the light.
Oh, the light. Okay.
Like a
Oh,
there.
that's bright too. That's
That's
pretty cool.
Yes, it's very cool.
That's pretty cool.
I'll be going to a trade show here shortly, and I will bring back a bunch of those for you. These might be something you may even want to give away to people. That's a very expensive type of light, also in the sense that it's a pen and a light.
Yeah.
They're probably costing the trade person somewhere around $6 to have their name put on that pen, and they give them away by the hundreds. So I'll bring you
Wow.
some. Yeah.
Harmonic is the name of the pen. All right,
Yep,
that's
yep,
cool. That's
yep.
cool.
The other thing is that you know about your ordinary electrical outlet.
Right.
How about an electrical outlet that has 2 USB ports built in?
Wow, I never heard of that
Really?
So
before.
you can charge your cell phone or you can charge your computer from the electrical outlet without an adapter.
I never heard of that
Wow.
before.
Look at that. Isn't that something?
I guess
they-
that's coming now soon.
Now, they come in 1 port and they come in 2 ports. I happen to have purchased 2 ports for my house. I inadvertently bought the white one, and my wife said no, she wanted that off-white almond,
wow.
almond one. So I
Yeah, put that up against the camera.
Okay.
I went ahead and purchased some more in that almond color, and I'll be changing those out this weekend. So wherever you normally plug in your charger to charge your cell phone, just change out the electrical outlet itself, and now you don't have to ever worry about a charger again.
That is a cool idea.
Yep.
You should
And-
engrave your name on that one and get
now
that away at the
these
trade
are
show.
relatively expensive. I think you can get them at Lowe's or Home Depot, but I'm thinking these are in approximately the $20 range.
Okay.
That is worth it, though.
But you really only
worth it.
need one, right?
Yeah, we're like if you're used to coming in the house, going to the kitchen and plugging in your cell phone,
Right.
then this is where it goes. But if you're used to plugging it in the bathroom at night while you're sleeping or something, so the morning when you get up and you go in the bathroom, your cell phone's charged,
Right.
then you put it in the bathroom. And but it's a unique idea, and as you can see how fat it is, it fits in a normal outlet, but it's got all the electronics to reduce the
Right.
110 volts
Right.
down to the whatever volts you need, 5 volts, some of them are 5, some are 10. Very, very interesting.
That is
is
cool. That is cool.
cool.
And you have a phone call, Jim?
Oh, thank you.
Good morning. You're on the air with Jim George.
Good morning, guys. Jim, I've considered moving to maybe the countryside, far away. And while we were looking, we thought, how do you get internet way out here in the woods, in the farm areas and stuff? And cable, I suppose you get satellite. How did you get internet that far out?
Okay, if you can get electric out to your house, then chances are CenturyLink, the phone company, will get you a phone line out to your house. And if they can give you the phone line out to your house, then they can in fact give you internet. Now, it may be not as fast as you normally would like to have because it's so far out, let's say, but you can get internet. Now, the second way you can get it is by satellite. Dish Network, and I believe DirecTV, that they each use a different off-brand company that you probably never heard of, and I can't remember right this second. But they will give you a dish, and that dish will give you 5 megabits per second up and back from the satellite. Not a whole lot, but it works.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so nothing compatible to cable, cable internet.
It depends. When you say you're outside, I mean, in order to have high-speed internet, you would need to be like within 1 mile of a main POP, and that's a point of presence for CenturyLink. You'd have to be within about 5,000 feet, in other words. And if you wanted their TV service, you have to be within 2,700, so let's just say a half a mile. So if you're...
I'm thinking that area where the horse farms are, 225 to 25A, Park Northwest. I'm not sure if that's covered or not, but...
Well, one phone call to CenturyLink would answer that question for you. Give them the address, and they will tell you exactly if they can give you high-speed internet or if they can give you TV.
Wow, okay, that's a little disappointing. That's slower than I'm used to, and not that it's very fast. 10 to 11 megabytes is really...
Well, there are some private suppliers of wireless internet. Actually, OEU feeds... 2 companies here in Ocala, and I wish I could remember their name. I'd be glad to tell you. But what they do is they get a large chunk of bandwidth from Ocala Electric Utility. They put it on a tower, and then they send it out wirelessly to your home. But I think that limit is about 2 miles, so twice as far as the hardwire CenturyLink.
Okay.
But that would give you 20 meg, 30 meg, whatever you needed.
Okay.
But there again, OEU could tell you who they are.
Yeah. Give them a call then, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's good advice. I'll look into it. I'm glad I asked, because if I have encountered that after I already moved, that would have been very...
Yeah, prepare before you move. That's a good idea.
Okay.
Thank
so
you.
much, guys.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
We need to take a little break. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. A nice day today, mostly sunny skies and breezy. Maybe a shower along the coast for a time, the high 63 to 67. And partly cloudy tonight, lows ranging from 38 in a few inland spots to about 50 along the coast. Tomorrow, more sun and clouds and milder in the afternoon, the high 67 to 71. On Sunday, a pleasant day with plenty of sunshine, the high 71 to 75. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Whether you're building it up or knocking it down, get it done, rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals is here to make your job a little easier. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the right equipment for any job, big or small. Did you know that Sunbelt Rentals carries heaters, air conditioners, generators, lighting, traffic control, and so much more? So whether you're building it up or knocking it down, we've got the equipment you need. Get it done, rent it now. And right now, for a limited time, you can have it for less. Just by mentioning this ad, if you rent it Friday afternoon, you can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for 1 day. But this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101. 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now. 352-369-9101.
Hi, Danny Warfel here. Get moving with Florida Credit Union's fast and easy loan approval process.
Let Florida Credit Union start up a new car loan for you today. No more waiting, hassles, or stop signs. You can even apply online. With a strong financial team behind you, you can enjoy great rates and fast approvals.
It's all about personalized service and a streamlined process.
Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life.
Real estate is the largest and most personal investment that any of us will ever make. Be sure to tune in Tuesdays at 10 a.m. when Bob Kennedy, owner of Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty, will be answering your questions and discussing real estate. So remember, that's Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Call 622-9622 with your questions. It pays to be an informed buyer or seller. This is news you can use from Berkshire Hathaway Home Team Realty and your friends here at WOCA.
WOCA. WWWWOCA.
20 minutes after 9 o'clock, Jim George is here. Professor Gadget, if you have a question about internet or cable or a gadget, how to hook it up, how to set it up, how to fix it, Jim is a good person to call right now. 622-9622. Just to ask something, piggybacking on the question from your listener, Doug, our friend, wanted to get some internet that you hook up with he called it a thumb drive.
Right.
So we went to Walmart to find it, and there was a whole section there now I didn't see any thumb drives that did this, but there were devices you could hook up to, what's it called, the USB port.
USB, yes.
And then you buy a card. So the device cost $80. The cards cost anywhere from $20 to $100 or something like that. And then you just like a track phone, you just buy the time you use.
Right.
Now, would that solve his problem? It might cost more for the internet than he's used to, but would that solve the problem?
Yeah, okay. So if he has adequate cell service in his house, in other words, two bars, three bars on a cell phone, and if he gets, let's say, a Verizon card or a Sprint card, many manufacturers have them, the answer is yes. If he has adequate cell service, he would get decent speed. I mean, it would not be as fast as, let's say, a hard line from Comcast or Cox, but it would be decent. And even the gentleman that called, that's the same way. But you do cell service time is more expensive, of course, than hardwired time. Or even now, the satellite time, that thing can cost you upwards of $5,000 a month if you want like a 50 by 50.
Wow.
But there again, Ocala Electric can give you a 50 by 50 for like $60. So.
Yeah.
I didn't realize though that you could get internet service through your dish antenna person that you get. Your TV through, because he has that dish antenna service, so he could just get his internet through that then.
Well, he could, but it's another dish. In other words, it's a similar size with a special transmitter receiver on it.
So it goes both ways.
Whereas the one you're having right now is receive only.
And you have another phone call, Jim. Good morning. You're on the air with Jim George. We don't have anybody there.
We lost them.
So I wanted to tell you about a gadget that I saw, and I thought about it because I don't really have a whole lot of need to type email and stuff on my tablet, but there was this keyboard that with Bluetooth is a regular keyboard like the one I'm using right here, and you could actually then put your tablet up on a little stand and type on your tablet.
Sure.
Have you heard of this?
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, wireless keyboard.
Now we have another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Jim.
Yeah. Good morning, Jim. See, do they sell outdoor FM radio antennas, or do you have to rig out something yourself?
Do they still sell outdoor FM antennas? Yeah, everybody.
Yeah, can you buy them anywhere?
Radio Shack.
Okay. When you buy something like that, does that come with a lightning grounding thing, or do you have to set it up yourself?
Usually it does not. Usually it's just strictly the antenna, and they can sell you, though, a ground block or a lightning surge protector. And the reason why I'm not really partial to Radio Shack's equipment as such, so it's not like a recommendation. What I'm saying is just about every place that ever sold that stuff is no longer in business.
And Radio Shack's looking bad right now, too.
Yeah, and that's another reason why Radio Shack isn't doing all that well. Nobody wants to buy anything anymore and install it or whatever. There's no do-it-yourselfers anymore. They want to call a company like mine, and then I will order mine out of Tampa from a distributor, and it will be a professional-type commercial FM antenna. But the bottom line is the Radio Shack ones work, and they work very well, and they'll be less expensive, and you do it yourself.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And the old-fashioned just stretching out a wire, that wouldn't work?
You could do that, but it takes a little bit of knowledge, and I'm not positive I could explain on the radio.
I can remember as a kid, all I had to do was take what these are called TV antenna wire.
Yeah, twin wire, twin lead.
And I put it up on the wall from all the way to the ceiling, and then I made a T going from there, and that was it.
That's it.
And it worked perfectly.
Works perfect.
Of course, I lived 20 miles from the city, which is where all the FM stations were coming from, pretty much. So.
Well, now with today's roofing material and all the insulation in the attics and everything that we're doing, you really want to get that antenna outside the house.
Oh, really?
If at all possible. But I know people that just take a line under the screen and under their window out, and then go to their eave, and then they make a T there. And so if you use 20 feet of wire to get out, then you do 20 feet on each end. You know, all three have to be the same length.
Oh, I didn't know that. See,
Yeah.
I guess I did.
It's basically acts as a null antenna. And by null, it means it doesn't amplify and it doesn't lose. It's unity gain. So whatever you could get, whatever the air has, and that's a great antenna, by the way.
Yeah, it really is. Well, it works for me.
But you got to be a little bit knowledgeable. You have to know how to twist those little ends together and put them together. All the things that go on.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah, I know, but there's no longer any do-it-yourselfers anymore. Everybody wants to hire it now.
Right.
They're afraid. They're afraid they're going to get electrocuted. You can't get electrocuted, holding a wire in your hand unless
I'm
you plug
afraid
it
of
into
that.
the socket.
I am afraid of that, though, so I'd much rather hire
my wife
somebody
is too.
that knows, what they're doing.
But you know what kids today never experience is the shock.
Oh.
Because remember when we were kids, we had electric fans that were made purely out of metal. I used to get shocked from an electric fan all the time.
That's right.
I don't think anybody gets shocked anymore, which is a good thing. But what used to shock you? Like somebody's drill, like your father had a drill and you're drilling, you touch the metal, you get the shock. My grandfather had a movie projector, and there was something about that. If you touched it, you would get shocked. There was a metal.
Yeah. Well, see, they only had the 2 prongs. They didn't have the 3. They didn't have a ground.
Yeah.
They had a neutral and they had a hot, which was basically both of them with hot. And no, I get shocked all the time. I was just last week helping out one of my partners to change out a light switch in his house, and I said, "Is the power off?" He said, "Yep," and I touched it. Nope, that's the wrong one.
Oh no! Oh no!
That's the wrong one. Try another one.
Well, how would you install that gadget then? Because I don't know what to do with that if I got one for
It
my
takes
place.
the exact place of the one you have right now in your home. You have a white wire, a black wire, and a ground wire. And you can tell it's ground. It's got a green to it, so you can't go wrong there.
Oh, okay.
All right, and the ground is always the bigger opening.
Oh, I
And
didn't
so
know
that's on
that.
this side, so that's where the white wire goes. And over here's where the black wire goes. And then sometimes, and it might even be on here, it will say black, white. So it's a no-brainer. You just take the 3 wires loose, put the 3 wires on, you're done.
But
so
make
you-
sure the circuit breaker's turned off.
So you don't have to even take the brown thing off the back then?
No, you take
Everything's
nothing
all in
off.
case
Yep,
you
white
just
wire,
leave it
black
there.
wire, ground.
Oh, okay. That is
Unbelievable
pretty
how
cool.
simple it is.
I like that.
And so I purchased 2 of these. I purchased one for the kitchen because I'm the type of guy that walks in and plugs my cell phone in the kitchen. My wife, I'm going to put one in the bathroom for her because at night she likes to plug in her cell phone in the bathroom. So if the kids call or something, she can hear her cell phone ring, and that's where it is. And so we just basically need 2. But I had my, over the holidays, I was seeing my daughters all fighting for electrical outlets to plug things in. And I said, I think I'll plug one in the living room. I think I'll plug one, maybe several, maybe in the kids' room where they used to live.
Yeah.
The only thing is you go from a 49-cent outlet to like a $20 outlet.
Oh.
But it's one time.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is if you buy those little chargers, these things go bad all the time.
Right.
And these little ends go bad all the time. This is built in.
That is a great idea.
I mean, you could plug one right. You could change that electrical outlet on that wall if you had one, wherever your outlet is, electrical, on the ground, and you plug in your cell phone while you're on.
That's a great idea.
And you can still plug a regular plug in there too.
You have a plug here, and service 2
Wow.
HDMI. Actually USB ports.
That is cool.
Well, Professor Gadget, we're almost out of time.
Almost out of time.
Just about there. So how do we get a hold of you? We want to call you in the middle of the week.
Yeah, certainly. It's 854-9795.
And you want to give your website again?
Sure. It's AmeriCable. Just spell the word America and then put BLE on the end, so it spells AmeriCable.us.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you for the gadgets.
Oh, no problem. We'll get some more for you.
Gonna have to bring you some gadgets.
We'll talk it up.
Yeah.
I feel like it's all lopsided, one-sided here.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. We'll be right back. Brad Nimmo is up next. The 2nd annual Habitat for Humanity Strawberry Festival is coming up in a month, right?
Yep.
A month.
That's on the square?
Well, it's on the
McPherson Government Complex this year.
We'll be right back.
News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. The monthly jobs reports just come out showing our economy added 257,000 jobs in January. That is above expectations. On Capitol Hill, the White House trying to get a new war authorization against ISIS, while Jordan is ramping up its fight against the militant